What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Macho Movie Madness.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Brandon. Alongside me always is Andrew. And today we have got a nice episode of Versus. It's Rapid Fire versus Showdown in Little Tokyo.
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.
You wanna die, Sydney?
For England, James? No.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Fill your hand, you son of a bitch!
Look what you did to him!
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
As you can see, I'm not happy.
All right, what is up, guys? We have got a great episode for you today. We just did this Brandon Lee retrospective the other day. We released that, and we thought, you know what? Let's do a versus with Brandon Lee while we're on the subject. So we're taking two of our favorite Brandon Lee movies, which I know there's only just a few of them, but we're taking two of those and we're pitting them head to head. It's Rapid Fire versus Showdown in Little Tokyo. Andrew got a couple little stats here for you. Rapid Fire come out in 92. Showdown in Little Tokyo came out in 91, the year before. So obviously you can see the gradual he's taken off here, starting to. Showdown in Little Tokyo was directed by Mark L. Lester, which also, would you say, did Commando?
Yeah, he did Commando.
Yeah, which also one of our favorite 80s action movies.
Yeah.
And Dwight H. Little directed Rapid Fire. And for those who may have followed the channel, know that we're big horror fans or Halloween fans. And Dwight H. Little actually directed Halloween 4, which is one of our favorites as well.
So this is not only the battle of Rapid Fire versus Showdown in Little Tokyo, this is the battle of directors who use middle initials. So
Exactly. Because middle initials are everything in the late 80s and early 90s, man.
Right.
Everything. I'm thinking about putting a middle initial in my name.
Yeah.
You know, for which, I mean, I've got a middle name, but I'm thinking about putting it on my YouTube channel.
There you go.
Just because. Why not?
Bonafide.
Oh, exactly.
like George Clooney. Bonafide.
Bonafide. He's bonafide. I don't want Fop, damn it. I want Dapper Dan. So I tried to find the budgets for both of these movies, and I did find the budget for Showdown in Little Tokyo is $8 million. I could not find a budget for Rapid Fire. I don't know why. Can't find it anywhere. Probably, if I had to guess, was estimated around the same. It's a year later. I'd say it's probably close to the same. They had some pretty good stunts, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. There's some good stunts, great action in that movie. So
yeah. So if Showdown in Little Tokyo is about $8 million, I would assume that Rapid Fire is probably pretty close, 5-6 million at least, maybe 8 million. That was your guess, actually, 8 million, I think, wasn't it? The box office totals did a little bit better for Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire ended up with $14.4 million box office, so I'm assuming it made money. If I had to guess, it made money. Showdown in Little Tokyo, on the other hand, did not. Only brought in $2.3 million on an $8 million budget. They lost their ass.
Dull fashion. But this, for whatever reason, I was reading, was only shown in, like 1/10 of all available theaters at the time. So, I don't know. You can't put it on like the stars of the movie. Something was done business wise that kind of
that
torpedoed this thing.
I agree, because if you look at the cast of Showdown, and I've got it right here, off the top of your head, you've got Dolph Lundgren, obviously. You got Brandon Lee.
You got Cassandra from Crucial Taunt.
Right. You've got Kari Hiroki or Hiroyuki Togawa. Kari Togawa.
Kari Tagawa.
Yeah. Shang Tsung for Mortal Kombat fans. Love Kari Tagawa. Tia Carrera, one of the hottest things in the late 80s, early 90s, for sure. All the way up until True Lies, for sure. She wasn't really in much after that, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But then obviously you've got the star of both of these films, Al Long.
Yeah, absolutely. Our favorite henchman of all time.
Absolutely. Number one henchman ever. Good old Missouri boy, just like us. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, never guessed it.
No, I wouldn't guess it at all. But, that's what I get for being, I don't know, unwoke. I don't know. No, just assume Al Long's not from Missouri because he's Asian.
You're racist.
Like you racist son of a bitch. It's a fair question. Right. Anyway, no, Al Long's awesome. He's in like everything in the 80s and 90s. If there's Asian anything, he's there. He's a henchman or something. Well, he's always a henchman. He's never like a main bad guy. He was in Last Action Hero. Right. I mean, everything. Anyway, so I think there's not anything else. Do you want to break down the stories to both of these a little bit?
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. In rapid fire, you've got Brandon Lee's character of Jake Lowe, and he sees this murder happen at this party that he's invited to. And he becomes the key witness to bring down this drug smuggling thing. And he gets in with these, first with the FBI, who's crooked. And then, with this undercover cop, this narc outfit, which you got Powers Booth, who's amazing in anything he's in.
And he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I couldn't believe it. I think this and Southern Comfort's the only thing I've ever seen him be a good guy in.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's just them trying to bring the bad guys down, and that's it. And then I can sum up Showdown in Little Tokyo in 3 words: action, banter, and titties.
Our favorite thing. I mean, banter.
Right.
Yeah, banter.
No, you basically got Dolph, and he plays Kenner, and he's part of the Asian task force, I think, the police force there in Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
And he's bad with partners. He gets a new partner, who
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what was the name of Johnny. The name.
Real bare bones, just like his character.
Yeah, Johnny Murata, I think. And I love the way they meet in this movie. And you basically got 2 warring gangs of Yakuza. One takes over. Of course, that's Kari Tagawa's group, Shang Tsung. And it's these guys bringing them down and causing as much collateral damage as they can along the way. So,
yes.
And that's basically the plot of these things. And you can see Brandon Lee here on his way up as an action star.
For sure.
That's one reason after we did that retrospective, we wanted to do these.
So, without further ado, it's just going to be me and you. We have nobody else's picks. We're going to see how this thing goes. But we're going to see who wins what. We've got story, setting, action, acting, and antagonist. Like always, if for some weird reason there's a tie, we've got a tiebreaker. And we'll tell you about that if the time comes. But I guess since you've explained the story, we'll get right into the first category, which is story. What do you take for story here? Which was your favorite?
For story, I think there's more going on with rapid fire.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with that.
Yeah. You've got him, and I like the scene. There's a little bit of humor there in the beginning. Where sketching this girl in art class, and she's like, "Why don't you come out to this thing with me tonight, and maybe you'll think I'm more attractive with my clothes on."
He's like, doubt it.
Yeah. They go in, and of course at this party he sees Nick Mancuso. He's playing this character of Serrano, who's like every Italian mobster stereotype you've ever seen.
Yes. And I tell you what, and like some scenes, I thought he was Mickey Rourke. I don't know why, but he just looks like a young Mickey Rourke in certain scenes. Like, what is kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, and he's, of course, this is Macho movie madness. He's a breaker in the Under Siege movies. We really like those.
Yeah.
So, I like that he becomes this witness, and you've got Serrano trying to bring him down. You've got this whole deal with the feds that I talked about earlier. dirty cops all around. Who can he trust? Ryan comes into his life. I just felt like there was more going on there. They're wiretapping everybody. So.
I think, you know, with Showdown, I think it was interesting enough. I think Kerry Tagawa was great, menacing. You know, obviously, I do like the dynamic between Dolph and Brandon in that movie for the most part.
Yeah.
I think Brandon fell a little bit more flat in that movie than he did in Rapid Fire. We'll talk about that in acting, but I like that more, that duo there.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, to have the was it the samurai thing or whatever, to have that flipped and turned on its head is both weird and interesting to me at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you expect Brandon Lee,
pretty much.
Yeah, Brandon Lee's the yuppie and he's the samurai. Dolph Lundgren's the samurai. It's just weird to me, but at the same time kind of appealing. Like it's funny to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just not, even with that, there's great action. I just feel like Rapid Fire, I'm with you on that. I kind of like the corrupt cop in the FBI, and he's in witness, like he's not witness protection, but he's they're trying to protect him because he's a witness.
Right.
And I just like that a lot better.
Yeah. I do like
kind of, you don't know who you can trust kind of thing.
Yeah. I do like the story of Showdown in Little Tokyo. I think it's good, but it's just that movie, I was telling you earlier, it's like an hour and 18 minutes. They don't have time to let any kind of story progress in that movie. And that's with credits, an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, with credits. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I really shaved that off.
I do enjoy the story of them trying to, infiltrate this Yakuza and everything. But yeah, there's just way more going on in Rapid Fire.
Okay, so let's go into setting. I think I'm gonna have to go Showdown Little Tokyo on this. I like all around the settings in this. I like the style, the visualization in this movie. I like all the different places they're in. Obviously, like his compound or his house or whatever that they end up blowing up. I like that area too. The hot tub. So it's a nice hot tub.
I saw you get in that hot tub. I'd be scared too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. By the way, during our Brandon Lee retrospective, we were talking about Tia Carrera. Was that the one we were talking about, Tia Carrera and the body double? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I can't place my fingers on it, but that side shot of Tia Carrera naked, I don't think that's her. Just saying. A lot of extensive research in the lab tells me that.
And when I was watching this last night, I was researching it too very closely, and I thought, well, that could be her, but the fact that they don't show her face at all in that shot with that hair,
Definitely.
That's a wig. Like
it's 100%. It's 100% somebody else for sure.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, whatever. It's not like it doesn't give you the same effect. But yeah, definitely stand in. Anyway, I definitely take Rapid Fire for story setting. Setting is gonna have to go to Showdown.
Yeah, I like the setting of Showdown. It's it's Little Tokyo, so it's
exactly
got the whole Asian motif going on. Everything's kind of bright. It's a lot of neon colors.
Yes, exactly.
And I like it. Like you said, the house there, the where they go, the bathhouse scene. Where he fights the sumo dude.
Yeah,
all that stuff. I really like the fight at the end where they're having that parade downtown.
Yes.
And of course, we'll get into that in action, but
just even the warehouse, like the warehouse scene before that, and then they kind of spills into the streets and into the parade. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like one set piece to the next, but they all make sense. They're all linked together.
Absolutely. Rapid Fire is just kind of all over the place, and it's not really.
It's Chicago for the most part, and I do like. I think I said this in like a Seagal. I like the whole L train thing. I was watching this, and my wife came in during the middle of it, and at one point the stash house they have him in, they've got the L train right beside. It runs right by that house. I'm like, how would you like to have a bedroom window right there by the L train?
Not at all.
Oh my gosh.
No, be getting no sleep.
Yeah, and it's more subdued. It's more the setting of Rapid Fire is real gritty and almost grimy.
It is. Yes, it is real plain. Nothing. It's just not as vibrant. Obviously, they definitely have a different visual style for this. What about acting? What do you think about acting? Third category. Showdown takes that.
You're going Showdown for
no acting? Showdown. Sorry, Showdown takes setting. So what do you think about acting?
Acting. I'm gonna have to go rapid fire for acting. I think Brandon Lee's a little bit better in it, acting wise.
Sure.
I think anytime you've got Powers Booth as the main character, that the act, and he's great.
He's
He's
super. Yeah, he's great in everything.
I totally
All
buy
of them.
him as I totally buy him as this grizzled veteran cop who's like, especially that scene where he shows up at Withers' apartment and not knowing Jake's there, and he's like, I got him. We were this close, and they showed up, and the stuff wasn't there where he thought it was. He's drunk, and just plays it really, really well. And for the most part, the side characters too. Like I really loved the character of Serrano, played by Mancuso. Like,
Yeah.
especially the scenes there where they're at his restaurant, and he's got Jake there dead to rights and can do whatever he wants. And he's biting his fingers at him in true Italian fashion, and just that character was great. I actually thought he should have been the lead bad guy. Like,
that I think it would have been a lot better because they kind of made it seem that way at first, and
Tal's the bad guy, but he's kind of he's the one who's manufacturing this stuff to give to him to distribute, but he seems kind of vanilla to me. And like you've got this great actor who I don't know. I felt like maybe that's a missed opportunity, but it still works.
Yeah, and he's isn't that? Let me see. Isn't that the dude? Yeah, that was he's the what the hell they call him from Rush Hour. He was in Rush Hour 1 and 3. He was Sue Young's dad. He was like the Asian, like he's not a prime minister. I don't know what the hell they call him. He was something.
I've not seen that in a long time, so I'm no help.
I'm just trying to think of his title in that. I'm gonna look at it real quick.
But this is the character Tal you're talking about.
Just Chinese. It's a Chinese consul is all it was. Solon Han. That was his name. But Sue Young's dad, and that's the one thing I can remember seeing him in, honestly. But yeah, I did like the scene at the beginning though when Mancuso's character like basically
strong arm him.
Kind of strong arm him there. He kind of got desperate strong, and then he got up and whooped those dudes' asses, and he's like, Don't ask for what you can't take.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. But yeah, I agree with you. I think acting better just goes to rapid fire. It's bad when, as much as I love everybody in Showdown and how many good, like even like just random no or low name actors that you'll recognize are in that movie. It's bad when Cary Tagawa is the best thing in that movie, like acting wise. He is straight up one of the best ever. Like he is super underrated. I think he's not in a lot of movies, but he can sell a role like crazy.
And we just, to its credit, we just did a Warehouse B on Red Scorpion. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about the growth that Dolph has as an actor from like Masters of the Universe, Red Scorpion to this point right here. And you can just tell with his delivery, like he's getting into his element here.
Yeah, he is. It's a shame he didn't go farther. Like he never did go farther. Like, I mean, I think he could have been better, but I think he just fizzled out too soon. He never made money.
Yeah. Brandon Lee, I like in this movie. And I love the banter with him and Kenner back and forth about his bad form. And, when did you start? I was 4 years old. Well, maybe you should have started earlier and all that stuff. But you got the biggest dick I've ever seen on a guy. That's just
that's the wildest line ever, isn't it?
That doesn't work for me. Brother.
If we die, I have to tell you got the biggest dick I've ever seen. What? Who wrote that? Who wrote that in there?
Yeah. What? And he just delivers it with such conviction too.
Oh, I know. He's what did he say? He kind of smiled or something.
Yeah, he's like, thanks. And he says, if we die, I can't remember what he says. But yeah, that was wild.
What? Dude. Who? What? Yeah. Anyway. All right, moving on. Rapid fire takes acting. Let's go to action. What do you take for action?
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
I think there's two really, really good action scenes in rapid fire. Of course, the shootout at Serrano's restaurant is amazing. When they send in Jake, I think that's a great scene. And I think the scene there at the stash house where they've got the two corrupt agents there and they shoot the one guy, and then he's there. He keeps kicking the door into that one guy's face and then hits him with the freezer door on the fridge and like breaks his nose. And then he hops up through the ceiling in the closet. I think that's a great action scene. But Showdown in Little Tokyo. There's I think I should have timed it. There's an action scene like every 5 minutes in Showdown in Little Tokyo, like
It's
almost
ridiculous.
on the dot.
Yeah,
There's
there's
so much
something.
action.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There's nothing you can't top Showdown as far as the action in between these two movies. I do want to mention that scene though where Jake got on the bike in rapid fire at the beginning, right after he witnessed that murder.
Oh yeah,
And was kicking everybody's asses. He got on that bike and hit that dude and drug him through that glass display case, almost like jewelry looking case. That was the coolest thing I've seen. Like that was I couldn't believe they did that stuff.
Yeah, they like went out the side of the building, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. What's your favorite from Showdown in Little Tokyo?
I have to say the bathhouse was my favorite.
Yeah, that's really
the bathhouse was probably because I like where he like Dolph's house or compound, however you want to say it. I like that fight, but I think just in its entirety, that bathhouse fight and that scene, especially when they got into the pool or whatever, was really cool. Yeah. I think that's really awesome.
I like all those. I like the scene at the Bonsai Club where they go in, and is that the one where they're eating the fish off the naked chicks? And he's like, if we live, we're going to go back and eat fish off these naked chicks. Yeah. I like that scene. There's this real cool spot where they're both fighting in two different spots, and Dolph kicks a chair. And it ends up going behind this guy's knees, and Johnny kicks the guy, and he goes backwards over the chair. I thought that was really cool. Some of the stuff they do together. Of course, the end scene there with Kerry Tagawa, on the
that game thing or whatever it was.
Yeah,
what is that? It's a board.
That's wild, and I had to put that on my channel intro.
I know, I saw that. Just goofy. They just kind of sit there and watch, like.
Yeah, it's
right.
Great. That's one of my favorite villain deaths of all time.
Yeah, for sure. Wild. Yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. And speaking of villains, we'll get to the last category, and that's antagonist. So, and just so you know, this is the tiebreaker because we're 2-2 right now.
Okay.
So I think as long as we agree, I think we can figure it out. So what's the best antagonist?
Best antagonist for me, I'm going Kerry Tagawa in Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Okay, I was like, man, if he goes rapid fire.
I really do like the two-headed, villain duo in Rapid Fire. Like I've said, I've been singing the praises of Nick Mancuso this entire time. The other guy's all right, but man, Kerry Tagawa, he's a menace.
Dude, he's like I said, I told you earlier, he sells everything just 100%, man.
Yeah.
You believe it, whether he's good or bad. And most of the time he's bad. He's amazing. He's so amazing. He's got this presence about him. I mean, the way he just stood there. Well, when the chick at the beginning who was kind of like a rat or whatever, Angel, him cutting her head off. Like he basically just makes her strip down and
cut her head off.
Leads her on, but and then just lops her head off. That's wild, just crazy, man. He just
The one guy he chops his finger off as a sacrifice, and it's not enough. He runs.
Yeah, it's not enough. So he just runs the knife through him and kills him himself.
Yeah.
That's wild. Like he just you don't mess around with that dude. Yeah, definitely goes to Showdown.
Yeah, and I like that they tied it back to Kenner's youth. To like Tagawa was the one that killed his parents, and so he gave him the scar on his face, and so. I love where they get there and he's got him at gunpoint, and all of Tagawa's goons are they've got all them at gunpoint. Johnny's like, we're cops. It's bad to shoot a cop. He's like, Ken, are you going to kill him? Not now. Maybe later.
Maybe later.
It's great stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess that means Showdown takes the win here, which I'm okay with because I think Rapid Fire is a better Brandon Lee movie.
Yeah.
But I think Showdown is an all-around funner movie to watch. I would pick Showdown probably every time. I mean, I'd go back to watch Rapid Fire every now and then, but I would pick Showdown every time just because it's so crazy and so fun.
It's an easy watch. If you watch it without credits, it's an hour and 15 minutes. So
exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. If we needed that tiebreaker, what way would you have gone?
The tiebreaker was for best duo, and man, I was thinking, Rapid Fire is definitely going to take that for me, just because Powers Booth and him, and then of course the chick. I think that was a great setup. I think Powers Booth is amazing. I think that his character of Johnny in Showdown with Dolph was just a little too cheesy.
Yeah.
But now that I've really thought about it since we've been talking, I think I would probably edge it to Showdown also.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Just because there's a better there's just such a difference between those characters, and it's so goofy and it's so like it's
They got a
funny.
good chemistry for all their differences.
Exactly. It somehow just works, and so I would pick that. It's just more, I don't know. It's definitely more just all around unique and colorful movie. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if there's a better word for it. It's just wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's gonna do it. I just realized that I didn't put any of our graphics up for the categories because I'm terrible at this. I slaved over for hours. No. But yeah, I didn't put any of that shit up because I just got lost in talking like I always do.
Well, Chris,
that's okay. Yeah, Chris would be proud of us. He would go Showdown all day.
This was his favorite Brandon Lee movie, and really, when I think about it, it's kind of my favorite Brandon Lee movie, with Rapid Fire being a close second.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do The Crow, he's still alive and making movies today.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, and would have been an absolute star through the 90s for sure.
So I kind of hold that against that movie, even though it's probably better technically in every way. But
yeah, it is a great movie. What do we got coming up after this? We just released at this time we just released RoboCop as well. We got a RoboCop.
We've got Samurai Cop on the way.
Yeah, Samurai. Thank you, Samurai Cop. That's Warehouse B episode 20. We're really looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun.
And then we had a viewer poll, community poll up on the Macho Movie Madness page, and we're going to let you guys choose the next verses after this one.
Yeah,
and
so
you want to go ahead and call it because it's a landslide, just like Samurai Cop was.
Yeah, go ahead. Let everybody know.
It's much to our dismay. It's Terminator 3 versus Terminator Salvation. I think it took like 60 to 70% of the poll, which is wild. And we like the Terminator franchise, at least the first two movies, but man,
for sure.
Why do you guys have to go and do this to us?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Because, while people probably did like Salvation out there, I didn't. And 3 has got a lot of problems, obviously. So, and the rest of the series does too. So we'll get into it. I don't know if it's going to be a best of versus or a worst of versus, but
yeah,
we'll figure that out and let the chips fall where they may.
Try to cherry pick the best parts, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. That might be harder. So yeah, well, that's what we got coming up. That's going to be exciting. If you guys like this video, if you want to see more content, please consider liking the video, but also subscribe to see what we've got coming down the pike. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. Also, be sure to check out Andrew Under Reviews, and I've got Smith's Grove Sanitarium. I'll be working on Friday the 13th, Part 4. I've got that retrospective review series going right now. I'm on Part 4. That'll be coming out real soon, if it's not out already, by the time we release this. So until then, we'll see y'all next time. We're out of here.
We're out of here.